Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I think you will agree with me, today's three readings strike us to the very core of our being. Who among us doesn't have any opponent? Damn if you do, damn if you don't. We know I've been in leadership too for many years. And when you have a position, wala ka pang ginagawa, may galit na sa'yo. And that is the reality of our human existence. In the first reading, we are told about the opportunity of a lifetime that came to the life of David. David had an opponent by the name of Saul, and he did everything he could in order to trail him, find him, and perhaps kill him. But when the opportunity came, David did the right thing. And what did he do? Well, he disarmed Saul and took the spear that was planted where he slept. So Saul was humiliated, Saul was disarmed, and the potential enemy that he could kill just remained what he was by God's will, the king, the anointed one, on whom David had no right to do harm. So David came out the winner. David came out a free man, liberated man, a person of justice and righteousness. That is difficult to do. In the second reading, we are told about the new Adam and the old Adam. The first man, the first old man, that was Adam. And St. Paul takes pains to talk about the new Adam, the second Adam, not from earth this time, but from heaven. So we have two images, the image of Adan na makamundo at Adang makalangit. And then I'll come back to this later. Then in the gospel, we heard the command of the Lord, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you. It is very difficult. When somebody destroys you in social media because you're doing your duty, it is hard to forgive them. And you become almost like enslaved by anger because they are hiding behind avatars. They hide behind pictures that are being AI generated. They have relative anonymity in social media, and they call themselves so many fake names. This is the phenomenon of trolls and bots. What brought victory to the president of Indonesia, what brought victory to the president of the Philippines twice over in 2016 and 2022 was the miracle of TikTok. They became TikTok sensations, and millions of trolls funded by governments who have a bad intention about other nations. You know what that is. Only big bully countries like the country northwest of us can afford hundreds of millions to pay trolls and bots and maintain servers all over the world. So, love your enemies. It is very hard, very difficult. But if you want to be free, you've got to follow what the Lord says. Today, rather in the past, ang ating labanan ay harapan, tahasan. Ngayon, ang laban ay talikuran. Ang laban ngayon ay nasa TikTok, nasa Facebook, nasa Instagram, nasa X. Nasa Instagram, inggitan gantihan. Nasa TikTok, tiktikan tukhang. Nasa X, yung ating mga ex-friends, ex-family members. Yung bata na nagsabi ng totoo sa Oval Office, wala pang 4 years old, si X. Magulo ang mundo, magulo rin ang buhay natin. And there are so many ways by which we can unlove people. through FB, through defacement. We deface people, we defame them, defamation, through cancel culture. It's very easy to hate now because you have so many platforms. You can use anonymous Facebook postings, anonymous X postings, and you can use tarpaulins or the digital kind of tarpaulins. So, reality check for us. The gospel sounds so unreal when the gospel says, love your enemies and do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. And if somebody strikes you on one cheek, offer the other one as well. And it is hard to do, you know that. Give to everyone who asks of you. No, ayuda is given to those who voted for them. It is not charity, it's an investment. And the whole akap and tupad culture has to do with tit for tat. You scratch my back and I scratch yours. We are not taught by our government and by the culture of postmodernity to be charitable. We are told to make sukli to those who gave you what you are waiting for. Sukli, hindi pasasalamat. The ways we unlove, the cancel culture that is prevalent in our times. The gospel sounds so unreal, and yet the gospel talks about what forgiveness is all about. And three things stand out. Forgiveness is strength. David appeared to have lost because he didn't kill Saul, but David came out a stronger person. He came out the more reliable person. He came out as one who was not catering to the whims of a dictator by the name of Putin and not calling him a dictator and calling the other one of Ukraine dictator. He cannot use the D word on his friend because both of them are the same. They have the same dictatorial tendencies. The world is cruel, and your neighbors might be also part of that culture, and you might also be part, like me. I can also be part of this culture. And yet today we are told what forgiveness is all about. It's about strength of character. It's about spiritual maturity. It's about not tit for tat. It's not about giving somebody and sucking it to him at sabihin mo, buti nga. The serve, merece, mga Cebuano, mirisi ang tawag nila. Merece in Spanish. The serve ang tawag ng mga bata. Forgiveness is liberation. Why? When you hate somebody, you are not free. When you hate somebody and you don't want to meet him or her, pag nasa lubog mo sa SM Bikutan, sa harapan ng Chowking, lilipat ka sa kabilang corridor, you are not free. Pagka ikaw ay may kinamumuhian, you are not free because you are compelled to give tit for tat. Magsukli ng nararapat para mirisi, para deserve. And yet today, liberation means you are not compelled to be like the first Adam. The first Adam who denied the Lord and who did what he wanted. But to choose between the first Adam and the new Adam who is Christ. And then forgiveness is all about being gracious, being grace-filled, puno ng grasya. Abraham Lincoln, we are told, had a very strong opponent when he was running for office by the name of Stanton. Stanton was bad-mouthing him and calling him sa Tagalog walang kwentang tao, a hayseed, butil ng kugon. Stanton didn't like Lincoln one bit. But you know what? When Lincoln was elected president of the United States at the time, the Union States, he decided to make Stanton his Secretary of War. Stanton was Abraham Lincoln's opponent, but by his gracious act of giving him what he deserved, really, truly, because he was a capable man, he did not become an enemy. He disarmed Stanton, he disempowered Stanton, and empowered himself by the power of grace, by the power of righteousness and justice. When we hate a person, we become his slave or her slave. And when we forgive a person, we are liberated. Because forgiveness means God's grace is growing in our life. And why do we need to talk about this? Because the reality that we see in social media is there is so much unforgiveness. There is so much hatred. And there is nobody feeling guilty about it. Yung mga nakita na napatunayang nagnakaw ng pork barrel, nagsasayo pa ng budot at iboboto pa rin ng buong bayan ng Pilipinas. Yung mga dating napatunayang may ginawang masama sa bayan ay binigyan pa ng honorable mention ng Senado, ng lahat ng mga honorable men. The world is upside down. Today, we would like to face reality as it is. And when we face reality as it is, I mean one and only one thing for us and for me today. Look at ourselves in the mirror. And when we look at ourselves today in the mirror, whom do you see? Do you see Adam, the first man? Or do you see Christ, the new man? When you look at yourself in the mirror and you see a reflection of what many of you come here to venerate after Mass, the crucified Christ, the crucified Lord, what do you see on the cross? So, Father, I forgot his name, suggested that maybe when we look at the cross, we hear Christ saying, "This is what I did for you." My question now is, what are you now doing for me? And I've got a suggestion based on the 3 readings. Love your enemies.